Grab your plasma swords and make your way to the nearest TV. The new season of Halo has come to an end after a very controversial season 1 in which the showrunner stated they didn't even look at the game.
Look at me! Look at me!
With a new showrunner for season 2, has Halo made a step in the right direction? Well, in this video we'll be going over the show's biggest unanswered questions, some key changes, and what could be in store for season 3. Now if you want to catch up, I do have a video on season 1, which I'll leave a link to in the description below. But before we begin, make sure to like and subscribe so I can prove to my parents that watching video game shows isn't throwing my life away. Season 2 is all about locating the whereabouts of the Halo Array, an ancient technological structure constructed by the Forerunners, a highly advanced species long since extinct. Both the Covenant and humans are in a race to find it, as whoever is in possession could use it as a weapon to annihilate the other. So it becomes a race against time. In season 1, it was shown that these ancient keystones provide a map to the Halo's location, and there are only 2 people who have the power to activate them. The first is McKee, an orphan girl who is taken in by the Covenant, believing that she is a Blessed One, a key role in the Covenant religion given to those who can activate these stones. The other is Master Chief. One of the big mysteries of the show is just how deep these 2 characters are connected. Outside of the fact that in season 1 they hooked up, throughout season 2 they had visceral dreamlike visions in which they communicate to each other even though they're millions of miles apart. Both of them have the same goal, to reach the Halo, but it's what they'll do with the Halo that makes them bitter rivals. We know the humans want to use it to destroy the Covenant, and the Covenant want to use it to destroy the humans. McKee, however, has different plans. Neither the humans nor Covenant should get it. Rather, she and Chief should use it to build their own world anew.
We could build a world here. A place of peace.
But Chief remarks they're both human and would be turning their backs on their kind. However, McKee questions whether the 2 of them are even human to begin with.
You're human.
Am I? Are you?
Ultimately, Chief rejects McKee's plan, and it is this rejection that puts them on an inevitable path to confrontation. Meanwhile, Dr. Catherine Halsey, Miranda Keyes, and Quan Ha discover an ancient archaeological site belonging to the Forerunners. Inside, they find a body of one of these beings clutching this. What Miranda will find out is a sample container containing ancient spores belonging to the Flood. The Flood were ancient parasites that wiped out the Forerunners, and the reason for building these halos were to wipe out the Flood for good. By taking this sample back with her, Miranda has unknowingly let loose the Flood once again, and as we'll see in the final episode, it quickly spreads across the planet. The final episode sees humanity and the Covenant arriving at the Halo. Outnumbered and with the Covenant on the verge of gaining access to this weapon, Admiral Margaret Parangosky, this season's secret villain, sends her Spartans on a suicide mission. They are to infiltrate the enemy ships and use this spike containing a virus. The virus would then spread amongst the ships and shut them down. But this is a lie. The spike does contain a virus, but one that compresses the ship's fusion drive, creating a powerful enough reaction that would incinerate anything within 1,000,000 miles. Parangosky would rather kill all of humanity and the Covenant rather than let the Covenant get control of the Halo. Chief's arc this season has seen him on the outs with the UNSC. Ever since meeting Quan Ha on Madrigal and taking out his hormonal pellet, a device given to Spartans to suppress their emotions, Chief has been struggling on who he is as a person. Is he merely a soldier whose fate is to follow orders, or is he an individual capable of making his own choices? As Intelligence Officer James Ackerson ponders,
Everyone knows the Master Chief. I wonder if anyone really knows John.
Throughout the season, Chief defies orders, proving that he's not merely a puppet of the UNSC. This gets him reprimanded and arrested, only to have him escape, where we find him having to make his biggest decision yet. In the final episode, Chief must decide between reaching the Halo first, thus saving humanity, or going back to save his friends. He chooses his friends. Now, some of you might think this is a crazy decision, but the writers this season have been hinting Chief possesses an almost supernatural ability that allows him to manifest the future. In episode 4, Chief talks to Corporal Perez and tells her a story about how when he was a kid, he was able to accurately predict how a coin would flip heads 11 times in a row. 3 episodes later, she'll ask Chief,
Did you know? Or did you make it come up heads?
Does John know how it's going to land, or does he make it land the way he wants? Right before making his big decision, he flips a coin, harkening back to this symbolism. This suggests that Chief is able to forge his own path. He is no longer that soldier who is told what to do, but his own man who makes his own decisions. He's able to stop Kai from inserting the spike into the enemy ship, essentially saving millions of lives, both human and Covenant. Now, things planetside are not going well, as the spread of the Flood has made its way to the prison where Ackerson, Kessler, and Lara are penned. Soren and Kwan Ha save them, only for Soren's wife, Lara, to get bitten in the escape, leaving Soren alone to raise his son. But the most intriguing part of this whole escape is what happens to Kwan Ha. While surrounded by Flood, it looks like all is lost until, magically, the Flood frees in front of her. Kwan is visited by this shaman, who takes the form of the religious leader of the planet seen briefly in episode 1. This entity proclaims she is Kwan's protector, and that all of Kwan's ancestors are within her. This isn't the first time Kwan's ancestors have been mentioned. In season 1, Kwan goes on a vision quest of sorts where she learns she's part of a long line of ancient protectors. The story goes that thousands of years ago, one of Kwan's forefathers met an alien who told him his true purpose, a task to pass on from generation to generation, this mission to open a door by a well. This well is actually a portal. In episode 6, Kwan will be led to such a well, where she is pivotal in opening the door that leads to the Forerunner's lab. Remember that opening this lab unleashed the Flood, so why would this vision want Kwan to open a door that would unleash an intergalactic plague? It might have something to do with this flying robot we see at the end of the season. It is this robot that gave Kwan's ancestor his mission years ago. This might be 343 Guilty Spark from the games, an advanced AI made by the Forerunners tasked with watching over the Halo installations. It seems that he's orchestrating something much bigger, something that started thousands of years ago. The question for season 3 is, what exactly does this AI want? It's possible that with the activation of the Halo array, Guilty Spark can finally kill the Flood for good, the thing he was programmed to do. But this would also mean the deaths of all sentient life, both human and Covenant. My guess is that Guilty Spark can't accomplish this task of destroying all life. He needs one of the Blessed Ones, either Makee or Chief, to activate the Halo array. This may explain why the end of the season is almost like an interview. Spark is asking all sorts of questions to see which of these two will best help him with his mission. On Halo, Chief tracks down Makee, making her way to one of these ancient structures and must fight off her Sangheili henchmen. It ends with the henchman's death and both Makee and Chief making their way into this structure. But then something odd happens. We fast forward an undisclosed amount of time where Chief is questioned by Guilty Spark. We know this is sometime in the future by his smashed helmet, something he didn't have before entering the structure. So he gets into some sort of accident or battle upon entering. Guilty Spark tells Chief that something has been waiting to meet him down here. It's uncertain if this is a person or a thing. If we're going by the games, he could be referring to the activation index, the key needed to activate the installation and wipe out all sentient life. Although at this point in time, Chief doesn't know that by activating it, it would kill all life. It may also be the Librarian, although this character is more so found on the planet Requiem. So it looks like Season 3 is going to see the humans and Covenant descend on Halo as Makee and Master Chief race to uncover its secrets. The other wild card is Cortana. At the beginning of the season, the UNSC had her removed from Master Chief, but in the final episode it appears he lets her take over his body when facing near death as the ship crash lands into Halo. A landing which sees him miraculously wake up, seemingly unscathed. Just what impact this fusion will have in Season 3 remains to be seen. But there are some other loose ends we need to attend to. First, there's Kai, whose heroics in fighting off the Covenant has led to her death, or at least that's what it looks like when we see her laying motionless in space. Then there's Halsey, who in the final episode was infected by the Flood. To slow the virus's spread, Miranda puts her in this cryo chamber and vows to bring her back when she can save her. Soren is left to raise Kessler by himself, and Kwan Ha will undoubtedly be in search of answers as to what the hell is going on. But now I turn it over to you. Was Season 2 an improvement over the first, and what do you think will happen in Season 3? I want to hear your thoughts and theories in the comments below. Thanks for watching, be sure to like and subscribe, and for more bad takes, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at BigStoryYT. Until next time, remember, Daddy loves you very much.